So today we are going to speak about why you should eat well and why you shouldn't stay with a bad diet. I mean, not really bad diet, but mostly about eating junk food or maybe a lot of sodas and a lot of foods you know actually are not really good for you, but you just like them. And we will discuss why in a long run, why in a long term it will impact your well-being, your sleep quality, your happiness, even your mood. And yes, in my case, I really believe that eating well is like the foundation of how you can have a good life on having a good life. Like, just if you're not happy, if you believe you don't feel well, or when you feel like maybe you should lose some weight, but sometimes even you are not you're not chubby. I mean, you are thin, but you just don't eat well, and
That's
maybe
me.
you will start to have a headache. Maybe you will start to be a bit sleepy, even if you think it's because of something else. Well, eating well is definitely, I mean, will help you to feel better. When we are young, usually we don't really feel the bad impact of not eating well. But the older we get, I mean, the more we feel, the more we might feel
Impact.
the bad the
Effects.
bad effects. So here, obviously, I have my usual guest, and she will also discuss with me why you should eat well. I believe in between the both of us, I have a better diet. I have
Hi, I'm the resident antagonist. Hello.
Hello. So in my case, I will give you a bit of my background. So when I was young, I used to eat. I mean, I was lucky actually because I believe it's also part of the education, and I have parents, especially my mom, but let's say my parents eat quite well. We eat vegetables and fruits on daily basis. Of course, we don't eat a lot of meat. We eat fish twice a week. I think nowadays fish anyway is not the best. It's not as good as it used to be, but we try to eat quite well. Not a lot of fat, not a lot of oily food, and we don't eat too much sugar or salt. So usually when we cook, it's like we never use a lot of salt, like pretty much nothing. In my case, now I cook by myself, and actually I don't use salt at all. It's even more than when I used to live with my parents because they would still use salt for cooking pasta or for other kind of stuff. But because I believe you have salt everywhere. When you buy a bread, when you buy cheese, you have salt. So why you should have even more salt? I know again it's about education. Once you are used to have this kind of specific food with salt, you cannot eat without the salt. And it's the same for the sweetness of the food. In my case, when I was young, of course, I used to eat way more biscuits, a bit of crisps, a bit of soda, Coke, Fanta. I used to drink a lot of Fanta actually, and Sprite when I was a kid. Until I was 18, I used to drink alcohol. Well, social. I mean, in social, doing social events at university with friends. But I used to drink, just on maybe once, twice, 3 times a week. When there were some parties with friends, not too much, but yeah, yeah, not too much, fortunately. But now, when I from my let's say yeah, since I'm maybe 21, I don't eat I don't eat a lot of junk food. Actually, I don't eat junk food at all. Nearly. I don't go to fast food anymore. I haven't been to fast food for years, and I don't drink soda. Usually, I tend to not have sweet, not too many pastries or biscuits. Although I love pastries for like my birthday, but I wouldn't have pastries every day. I don't have biscuits or yeah, everything not really processed food. I will try to not eat processed food. I'm vegetarian for now, well, 3.5 years, and I used to be vegan, not eating everything from animals. That means I used to drink only vegetable milk. I couldn't eat cheese, and that was a problem of being vegan. So now I'm just vegetarian. I used to eat not a lot of meat. I mean, never a lot, because in my family, we wouldn't eat more than 3 to 4 times meat a week. That was because every day is not good. So fortunately, I was lucky to have parents who were aware of, you know, like you have good food and processed food, and you have food that is not good for your health. Because I know that some people are not aware of this, or maybe sometimes they know, but sometimes it's too hard to not doing it. It's like people who smoke, and yeah. So I believe now I have pretty much a good diet, but it's not the best. And obviously, I know that vegetarian diet is not the best diet. You should eat sometimes meat or fish. Although some people, I think about people from India, they don't eat meat or fish at all in some states of India. But you should have, like, you shouldn't eat too much of one thing. The most important is just, the variety of what you eat and having a good balance. Fruit is good, lentils is good, eggs is good, but again, not too many in a day or in a week. Normally, I don't know if it's true or not, but people say that you shouldn't eat more than 4 to 5 eggs a week. I mean, it's funny they say that, because after they don't say eating too much of sugar, carbs, it's not good. And actually, that's, I believe, is even worse. Like, if you eat obviously a lot of chips, it's worse than eating more than 5 eggs a week, I would believe. But again, everybody's different. So you should always think about your diet. I know for some people, eating well and eating healthy is boring, and it's just about their health, but they don't enjoy what they eat. In my case, I'm lucky. When I eat healthy, for me, I love what I eat. But I'm really aware that it's not the same for everybody, and I know plenty of people who for them it's a bit of a kind of duty or a punishment to eat lettuce, tomatoes, cucumber for a lunch. Like, it's definitely not the kind of food they would enjoy to eat. So it's hard actually to have a good balance. The easiest is just to have a good balance. So here now I will ask my guest, because we don't have exactly the same background for food, and this is what it will make this discussion really interesting. So, what's your diet? What's your background with the food? And what do you like? What you don't like? I think you like pretty much all food, but everybody has some food they prefer, comfort food as well. So please.
Hi. So, let me give you like a really short background of myself. Okay, I, I don't smoke, never in my life. I do not drink alcohol. I mean, I try a bit just to be polite, and also just to try.
I like it just to be polite.
Just to be polite and just to try. There's nothing wrong with trying, but then it's not my cup of tea, I would say, because it's alcohol.
That's really good.
Yes.
Is it the taste or is it because alcohol has effect on your brain?
To be honest with you, it's just the taste. I don't
Just
like
the
it.
taste.
Anyway.
If alcohol didn't have alcohol, I mean, if it was soda with the same taste, would you like to drink it? If there was alcohol?
If the soda has the same taste of alcohol
You
with
wouldn't.
zero alcohol, probably I wouldn't.
Yes.
I wouldn't drink the soda.
I see.
Anyway, so I have those good qualities.
That's really good because alcohol actually is really bad for.
I mean, in
for
moderation, you can. It's just good for the
Depends
heart,
what kind
actually.
of alcohol too.
Yes. Anyway, so let me just start with the positive ones because it's gonna go downhill from here, guys. My bad habits is actually food and not sleeping well. So since we are on the topic of food, yes, my diet is pretty much everything except for animal fat because I just think that I don't want to say disgusting, but then I said it already. It's not my cup of tea either. Animal fat is not the cup of tea.
I think that's the worst for you.
It's the worst for me. No. Anyway.
Did you eat animal fat in the past?
I ate a bit.
Is it the texture?
The texture.
It's not the taste.
It's not the taste.
I believe it doesn't taste much.
It doesn't taste much or anything at all. But it's the texture. It's weird. But if in small quantities, I could deal with that. But then in large quantities, which is a bit of which is like it is being cooked in our cuisine. There's fat, like large chunks of fat. Let's just say like a soup.
Oh, in a
like
soup.
a pork sinigang, I would say.
Oh yeah, because you are Filipino.
I am.
So it's Filipino.
It's a
cuisine.
Filipino cuisine, sinigang.
Sinigang, yeah.
And side note, it tastes good. But then the fat, I don't like it. And then I eat everything. But there's the stereotype that hey, she's Filipino, she likes rice. I do. But then I'm much more of a bread person. And I'm also much more of a pastry person. Which is full of sugar. And I also like salt, which is completely opposite of our Mr. PH here. We're the opposite.
Yes, Mr. Guest, Pierre, yes.
Yeah, so yeah, I really have a bad habit of just eating a lot of sweet things.
I see.
Which is really not good for you. And also, I don't eat a lot of healthy things. And mostly my diet consists of pastries, sugar, but there's occasional proper food as well, of course. But then, my diet is mostly that.
So, since we are speaking about good diet, would you like to eat better? What's your plan about your diet? Have you been eating like that since forever?
I mean, I got worse when I came here in Australia, actually.
So do you mean when you were living in the Philippines, you were eating healthier? Is it because sometimes I know for so many people, when they go somewhere abroad, they want to try everything because everything is new. So, you go to New York City, you want to try every fast food. It's so new, you have never been there. You saw them maybe in movies, and you want to try everything. You see a lot of new biscuits, treats, those kind of I don't know, just biscuits and new food, and you want to try everything. And then after 3 months, you have you gain like 5 kilos or. Because of course you want to try everything, but usually the kind of food you want to try is not healthy food.
That's right.
What happened for you in the Philippines? Why your diet was better? Was it because of your lifestyle? Was it? I'm interested to know how it can impact your lifestyle, your food. How the lifestyle can impact the diet.
Yeah, I think it's mainly how things are available back in my home country. It makes sense to eat fish and rice because it's there and it's accessible. But here, the shop closes early.
Oh yes.
Fish is not being sold anywhere else. It's so difficult to find one.
So do you mean it's just about the time?
Not the time, but the
Yeah.
accessibility of things,
Mm.
you know, it's like I could just go to supermarket and have fresh fish,
I
but
see.
here you don't have any fish.
Yeah.
They're
Because
pre-packed
fresh fish,
salmons.
obviously, you cannot. It doesn't last for a few days, except unless you have a freezer.
Yes,
But otherwise, it's kind of hard to store it.
yes. It's mainly the accessibility of things,
Mm.
and sometimes even it's much more, you know, expensive here
Mm.
having fish, and yeah, I like fish. Yeah, so
So you love fish. That's
love
really
fish.
good.
I love it.
But you said you like mostly everything. Do you think your diet is a problem for you?
I think I think when it comes to proper food, I really like my preferences because yeah, I think and too much of animal fat is bad for you. But then my preference over
But it's not the reason why you don't like animal fat, right?
what do you
It's
mean?
because you don't like the texture. It's not
Yes.
because it's bad for you.
Oh no, yes, that will be secondary, I would say.
Oh yeah.
But then what is detrimental for me is that I choose, you know, pastries and unhealthy snack over the proper ones,
Mm.
which is like a
And
problem.
how do you feel after?
I feel bad, full but bad.
Because you know, obviously, I see you. I know you don't have any. You know, you are a thin person.
Yes, I know I don't
You-
gain weight.
Yeah, you don't. You know, you don't have to lose weight.
I
So
don't.
that's not the main point. You want to have a better diet, because a lot of people, they want to have a different diet because clearly they have to lose weight or they want to lose weight. But for you, would you like to have a different diet, or are you just happy? I would be so interested because sometimes you have a bad diet, but at least for now, it's just, you know, it fits you well. I know you are young. Sometimes when you get older, well, you know, the body doesn't behave the same with the food, and so you gain weight quicker. You know, you definitely gain weight quicker by eating the same diet. What's your plan about the diet? Are you happy with this?
Um, actually,
Because I know from what you told me, food makes you happy.
it does actually.
So if you have just, I mean, I don't know, I think you like every food, which is so interesting. Because even if you eat a salad or really healthy food, you are still so happy. You still like it. It's not boring food for you either. You just like everything. However, you have a preference for the sweetness ones. I mean,
Yes,
for the
you're
pastries,
right. The pastries,
donuts,
donuts.
pastries,
Yes.
cakes sometimes.
Yeah. If you ask me about my opinions about food, I'd have one. But yeah, I think it's not good, especially for your you know, your blood sugar. I would say
Oh,
it's
yes.
not good for you. I know that, but then you know, it's a human. You know, it's like it's not a delayed gratification. You
I
want
see.
the
Yeah, yeah.
gratification now, which is a bad thing. You know,
And
I should change that mindset, of course.
what about drinking? You said in the Philippines it's quite common to have sodas. I mean, like Coke.
It is,
right?
yeah.
So you said that for food you like pastries and biscuits and similar things, everything sweet. What about drinking? Can you drink water or coffee all the time, or sometimes you just miss sodas, Coke?
I occasionally have sodas,
Also,
but then but it's not a daily
That's-
basis for me.
So you like sweet food, but not really sweet drinks, maybe.
No, this is what I learned from. Okay, this is what I heard. Okay, and this will not serve as an advice to anybody, but this is what I heard. Never drink your calories. Never ever drink your calories.
What does that mean?
It
exactly? Like if you need 2,000 of calories a day for you, you shouldn't use the 2,000 calories by drinking.
By drinking Starbucks Frappuccino, which has
yes,
a bajillion
it's
things.
a lot. It's really sweet.
It's a lot of
sugar,
calories. Yes, you just feel.
It's just syrups.
Yes, your thirst is quenched, but your hunger isn't. So that's it. Never drink your calories. That's just what
Because you don't have the feeling you eat.
That's right.
So you will eat way more.
You will eat way more.
So when you drink a lot of Coke or any sodas, basically at the end of the day you will have way more calories.
Yes.
Because that's right. Usually when we check how many calories we had in a day, we tend to forget what we drank. Yes.
That's right. Never drink your calories. That's why my preferences would just be water, coffee, some occasional sodas, but that's like, let's say, twice a month, I would say. Yes. Even once. And sometimes never. Yeah.
That's good. Speaking about coffees and even tea, I noticed with you is really good because so many people, it's a habit, or maybe it's because they do that since they are kids. I mean, since, maybe before their parents used to do that, and so because they do that since they are little, they always add sugar in their coffee or tea. Always. Like they cannot have even a black espresso, a coffee filter, Americano, or other kind of coffee. They always need to have 1 or 2 sachets of sugar. But you never add sugar in your coffee, which is, you like sweetness. I mean, you like sweet food, but you don't put sugar on purpose.
Yeah, because, okay, first of all, going back to what I said, never drink your calories. Second, the coffee, the beverage is supposed to complement the pastry that you're having. So if you're having both sweet things, then it destroys the experience, no? Yeah, it does.
Do you mean you like having the contrast?
I do like having the contrast.
The bitter taste, which is a coffee.
Yes.
And then the sweetness taste, which is
my pastries.
The pastry.
That are detrimental for me. And I have this friend which, he always tries to, detour me from having too much pastries and stuff like that, because he tells me like, you already had like pastry yesterday, so maybe it's gonna be too much. So it's good to have people around you.
Do you think when he tells you that, you tend to realize actually it's true, but
then yes, I still fantasize
if
about
you don't
pastry.
have that voice, if he doesn't, if no one tells you, you wouldn't think, oh, I had actually 5 cakes already for the last 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, I think I mostly had like more than 5 cakes.
But really?
I think I did.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, that's not actually. I think when you get older, sometimes we show off a bit and we say, hey, I can eat 20 cakes in a week. I don't gain weight. But then when we get older, well, the body cannot handle as well the sugar.
That's right.
And so it will just become fat after, and you will have more issues.
Yeah.
And yes, for blood pressure, probably it's bad. I mean, now coffee is bad too for blood pressure. But sugar is actually definitely not good for you, for your teeth as well.
That's right. Not good for your teeth.
No.
Yeah, but the thing is, for me, it's not even about, hey, I can't gain weight, but I just like eating sweet things. That's it. But I should change this habit.
And you said that sometimes you don't have a good habit of sleeping.
That's one
too. You don't sleep very well. I mean, it's mostly your schedule. But did you notice some differences when you eat differently, if you sleep better or not? Like if you here you said you don't eat as well as you used to in the Philippines. At least when you started, at least when you arrived in Australia, your diet was a bit not as good as in the Philippines, but you think your sleep quality decreased as well?
I don't think so. I think it's the same. But you know what? Every weekend, my eating habit is good, actually.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. But
I think during the weekend you are not you are with someone. Or are you? Or maybe
someone who's a good influence, I would say.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So, do you think when you live alone, you eat worse? I mean, you 100%. Don't eat well. So 100%. For you, eating, especially eating with someone who has a good diet, for instance, because of course, if you eat with someone who doesn't have a good diet, I believe you won't eat better. But probably during the weekend, you spend the weekend with someone with a good diet, so you eat better. But during the week, then you forget about the good habits, and so you go back to your kind of comfort food. It's not really comfort
It's
food.
not comfort food, no. Then yeah.
So the advice you would give here is to surround yourself with people who eat better than you.
That's right.
So if all your friends and everybody you spend time with, especially during the meal, eat very bad, even if it won't improve your diet. So if you want to have a good diet, just try to eat with people eating quite well.
That's right. You know what? Maybe I should challenge myself just for 1 week and
you
not
should.
eat any pastry at all, and I would get
That's
back to
good.
you on the next podcast.
Oh,
What
that's
happened to me?
I would love to do that
will be
again
an
with you.
update,
Yes,
yeah.
you will be. I will invite you again, and let's do that.
Invite
I
me
have
again.
an idea now.
I'm here every week.
You
so-
are yes every week anyway. Don't worry. So I have an idea as well. What about when you eat alone during the week? You said you eat usually alone
Yes.
by yourself.
Yes.
What if you open your laptop, you put a video of someone eating very well on YouTube? You have those kind of videos, very fashion nowadays. Is study with me. Study with me, you probably have seen some. Study with
Oh,
me,
yes,
and
yeah.
you just see someone studying for 7 hours.
Lo-fi, is
And
that you?
Especially for COVID, for the pandemic, it used to it got a lot of boost of popularity because people felt a bit alone, especially with Zoom universities, when you have to study remotely alone in your bedroom. You have study with me, and so you see someone studying for 7, 8, 9 hours, and you do the same. And maybe there are some videos about eat with me. Does it help? Do you think?
No, I don't think so.
It wouldn't.
No. Discipline
because
myself.
still you choose in the kitchen what ingredients to get. The watching part is just after, and I believe a lot of people watch a movie or a video when they eat, and I don't think it's good because you are not there. You don't even know what you eat actually. At the end of the meal, you didn't even know if, maybe you even forgot there was some beans or some tomatoes in the meal.
Yeah.
Because you are not with the food, and you tend probably to eat more if you eat while you are watching a movie or something.
Or pre-portion your food, I would say. That's a good trick too.
Oh yeah.
So
And do you think, like if you like to eat something when you watch your favorite TV series, instead of eating chips or crisps, what about eating, those kind of cherry tomatoes or maybe slices of apple? Is it a good idea?
I think so. Yeah.
Or maybe grapes or
cherries.
Cherries.
That are in season now.
For instead, yeah.
I am so attracted to them, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Anyway.
So you really like fruits as well. And I think you just like eating everything.
I like eating everything, but I have preferences that are bad for me.
Yes.
That's my problem.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
So can you trick your brain to replace the bad food you like so much with food healthier, but you will have the same
satisfaction.
The same satisfaction. Like here we spoke about replacing crisps with apple or maybe cherries.
That's right. So I may have to get back to you on that because this week I just had the brilliant idea, which I've mentioned before, that I will not eat a pastry at all this week, next week. I promise.
You promise?
Pinky promise, sir.
Okay, we are doing that.
We're doing that.
So we make a second short episode.
That's right.
For your feedback.
That's my feedback, yes.
So today we are Saturday actually, and let's do next Saturday. we will give you an update
And what
about
happened to me?
this amazing life challenge. This wasn't prepared. Wow, what a surprise.
We just came up with it actually, but
I
yeah,
like
it's a good
this.
idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
And actually, you should do exactly the same for the listeners. You know, try to challenge yourself. Try to, on your calendar, try to create a chain, you know, a chain like Red Cross always,
Yes.
and not breaking the chain. And the chain is actually every day I eat healthy, I remove the food I know is bad for me. If you drink one beer every day, don't drink the beer every day. Just one, you know, start by just one food. Like if you eat junk food plus sodas plus alcohol, everything bad, well, don't try, you know, overnight to eat just healthy food, because then it will go worse, because then, you know, it's hard to keep, you know, if you go cold turkey too quick for your whole diet, I think
It's not gonna work.
Yeah, it's not going
You
to
will
work.
relapse.
Yeah.
Taper it, guys.
So you should just try to look at one thing. If you have the bad habit of eating pastry or one donut after your dinner every day, try to remove this and try to replace by an apple or a pineapple. Maybe if you used to drink one beer or one cider before your meal every day for dinner, try to replace it with I don't know, an apple juice. Obviously a fresh one, not, you know, not the concentrated one.
Yeah.
If you are used to eat popcorn every night when you would watch TV, or chips, crisps, or whatsoever, try to replace it with cherry tomatoes, cherries, or maybe, I don't know, grapes or something else. That's
right.
also a really good idea. Just challenge yourself, like what my lovely guest, is going to do
for this week.
From today, actually.
From today,
Are you starting today?
I'm starting today.
Wow, that's exciting. So, do you have any other things to add from your diet, and what would you like to change? What else? No, it will be the pastry. You will just remove pastry part.
Probably the pastry. Have it occasionally because it's not good for you, and also it's expensive. Yeah.
Oh yes. Obviously, it depends on the country too, because yes, here, for instance, for you, if you want to buy a croissant in Australia, or even in different countries, you spend maybe 4 or 5 times the price you can buy in France. In France, a croissant is around 50 cents, actually.
Wow. And it's probably good quality croissant.
It is, but it's still not healthy. You have a lot of butter, and no, it's not healthier. Maybe it's a little bit less processed. They have less additive, you know, those kind of E290, you know, those kind of stabilizer, which is really bad for you, emulsifier and stuff like that. But it's still bad for you. Although it's maybe a little bit healthier, it's not good. And by the way, just before to finish this audio, I also have a specific rule I wanted to share. I believe it's a good one. It's hard to follow it, but if you can, you feel so good. When I go to the shop, I always try to buy something with less than 7 ingredients. 7 ingredients. So if there are more than 7, I tend to not buy it unless I don't have another alternative. But if you have the same different brand, one is maybe more expensive, no matter what, now it's an investment on your body. But if one has less ingredients, it's the winner. And if that one doesn't have emulsifier, stabilizer, or, you know, additives, or, you know, bad things like that, it's also the winner one. But you should always try to always buy even if it's biscuit, but it shouldn't have more than 7 ingredients, because it's suspicious when you have, sometimes you see like, something you buy at the shop has like 20 ingredients. It's impossible. It's so processed. And processed food, ultra processed food, is really bad for you. So just try to, just have the least of ingredients.
I also have this one tip, but I think a lot of people is aware of this. Never go to the grocery or to the pastry shop probably, or the market while hungry.
Because you will get the bad food.
You will tend to get the instant food ones and then eat it.
Yes, instant.
Yeah. So, yeah, just be healthy, guys.
Yeah, because if you also eating not too much, eating too much is apparently very bad for your health.
Yeah.
And you know what? By eating less every day, you will actually eat more. If you love eating, I know you do. My lovely guest love eating, but if you love eating, you should eat less in a day, because you will live longer that way, and so you will eat more.
Nice.
Because you have more years to eat.
Nice.
You should also never eat too much. If you have your stomach full, it's not good for your body apparently.
Not good for the digestion.
They did a test also on rats, and the rats, the life expectancy of the rat decreased when the rat were fed too much. However, when they were not eating, when the labs or the scientists were not giving too much food to the rats, they lived longer.
That's nice.
Yes. So they actually in a long term, the rats could eat more.
Yeah.
Definitely. So nice. Don't think that you should eat more because it's good for you. It's actually bad for you.
That's good to know, sir.
So I believe now it's the end of this special diet podcast, and of course we are going to. I believe to do a special one in 1 week, to see what you did.
Yes.
Do you want to add anything? No?
Yeah, but you know what? The moment you started speaking about donuts, I started craving it immediately.
Oh, yes, about donuts.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm improving.
Yes. So now you want to eat donuts. So that's a problem. Sometimes when you see a lot of ads, when every day you go, you see a lot of ads about food, you want to eat bad food because you see those food everywhere. So you should try to avoid, you should try to discipline yourself, but sometimes it's hard. So just, when you go to a social media platform, you see a lot of food ads, just say, normally you have a button to ask, suggest less of this, suggest less of that. You can just close it and to say, no, I don't want this kind of ads anymore. And because it will be bad for you and it will influence on your diet. You should always think why I have this diet. And the healthier food you eat in a long run, the more your body will be used to, and then your body won't ask you for junk food anymore. It's really a matter of habits. Okay, so that's it for now, and let's see in a week then. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.